So in the last session we were doing this chapter which was chasing the sea monster, in which we saw that there was this the person who's telling us the chapter, what happened to them. They were traveling in boat, and the boat name was Abraham Lincoln, right? And they were capturing an animal. From the last night they were capturing this animal, they were trying to shoot that animal. And then we were on page number 45, and we almost completed fifth paragraph, right? That the Abraham Lincoln was now speeding so much that its mast trembled down to the rocks. And what did we see? Mast is the pillars in the ships. Okay, next, what a chase. No, I can't describe the excitement that shook my very being. Okay, what he's saying, that what a chase is to follow, that both of them were following them, both of them were at the great speed. And he's telling that I can't describe the excitement that shook my very being. What do you mean by shook my very being, students? Shook my very being is like completely hila ke rakh dena वैसा. Several times, okay, Ned Land stayed at his post, harpoon in head. Several times the animal let us approach. Then, just as the harpooner was about to strike, the cetacean would steal off swiftly. What he's saying, that Ned Land, who was about to shoot, he was at his same post मतलब same position में थे वो, harpoon in his hand, the gun in his hand. And several times the animal let us approach. You know that several times we thought that yeah, now the animal is under control and now we can shoot. But then whenever they used to shoot, that animal used to run away. So the animal made them approach himself many a times. Then, just as the harpooner was about to strike, the cetacean would steal off swiftly. Okay, the cetacean is the type of whale which they were thinking that would swift off, के जैसे वो लोग मारने जाते थे वो गन, वो वहाँ से मूव हो जाती थी, वो वहाँ से हिल जाती थी. Commander Farragut then decided to use more direct methods. That now the commander, he was very irritated, right? कोई भी irritate हो जाएगा that we are trying to shoot this animal since last night, but they were getting complete fail in this process. So now the commander was very much tired and he decided to use direct methods. Okay, bah, he said, so that animal is faster than Abraham Lincoln. All right, mate, man the gun in the bow. Okay, what he's saying, that this animal is more faster than Abraham Lincoln, and now he's saying that man the gun in the bow. That what he's saying, Matt is the people in the boat, the fellow passengers. He's saying that people be ready now, just let me man the gun in the bow. Man the gun in the bow is like bow is cannon, जो cannon था. So he's saying that keep the gun ready and now we are about to shoot. Our forecastle cannon was immediately loaded and leveled. That the cannon was loaded, they were ready to shoot the animal. The cannoneer fired a shot, but his shell passed some feet above the cetacean, which stayed half a mile away. Okay, our forecastle cannon was immediately loaded and leveled. Okay, what do you mean by forecastle? The area which is in front of the ship is called as forecastle. Okay, so there they were ready and the gun was immediately loaded. Okay, the gun was loaded and the cannoneer fired a shot. Who's the cannoneer, students? The one who was going to shoot. He also fired a shot, but when he fired a shot, that point, the bullet कहाँ पे हिट हुआ? वो some feet about the cetacean. जो cetacean था, वो जो whale type animal था, उसके just some feet ऊपर वो shoot हुआ, which stayed half a mile away. कि वो animal के half a mile ऊपर वो shoot हुआ. Over to somebody with better aim, the commander shouted. Now the commander was irritated कि उन्होंने बोला गन से शूट करो, बट जब ही शूट किया तो वो क्या हुआ? हाफ अ माइल ऊपर चली गई. So now he was saying, he was very angry and he said that now I want someone who has a better aim, कि जिसका aim अच्छा हो, and one who can shoot that animal. And what he said, that $500 to the man who can pierce that infernal beast. Okay, what he's saying, that I will give $500 to the person who will pierce the infernal beast. What do you mean by pierce, student? Pierce is to break completely, and that infernal beast मतलब यहाँ पे वही the एनिमल जो उनको इरिटेट कर रहा है. ओके, द इन्फर्नल मतलब वो गुस्से से ऐसे बोल रहा है कि ये एनिमल को कौन ब्रेक कर देगा ना, उसको मैं क्या करूँगा, आई विल गिव देम $500. अंडरस्टूड? Next, calm of eye, cool of feature, an old grey-bearded gunner, I can see him to this day, approach the cannon, put it in position, and took aim for a good while. Okay, now he announced कि कोई भी, the one who will shoot this animal, I will give them $500. So who arrived to shoot? A calm of an eye, cool of feature, that a person who was very old grey bearded gunner. Okay, there was this old man who came. He was very calm and cool of feature, that he was very calm and cool. He was old, and then he decided that I will approach. He took the cannon in his hand, took the position, and he was ready to shoot that animal. There was a mighty explosion mingled with cheers from the crew. Okay, that there was this mighty explosion. Okay, that when he shot, mingled with cheers from the crew, that everyone was happy and everyone was cheering him while he was shooting. The shell reached its target, and जो उन्होंने शूट किया वो बराबर अपने टारगेट, वो एनिमल को लगा. It hit the animal but bounced off it round its surface and vanished into the sea 2 miles away. But what happened? जो शूट किया ना, the bullet which was shot, that bounced back, okay, and it went into the water. Oh, drat, said the old gunner in his anger. Okay, what do you mean by drat, student? Drat is expression. It is an expression. कौन सा expression of feeling sad. So he was very sad, and he said in anger that, oh, drat, that monster must be covered with 6-inch armor plate. What he is saying, वो animal जो है ना, उसने खुद को protect करने के लिए armor प्लेट पहना होगा, राइट? जैसे आर सोल्जर्स, दे वेयर बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट्स टू प्रोटेक्ट देमसेल्फ, इन द सेम वे द एनिमल वुड हैव वोर 6-inch आर्मर प्लेट. ऐसा कौन बोल रहा है? द ओल्ड पर्सन जिन्होंने शूट किया. द हंट वॉज ऑन अगेन. Hour after hour went by without the animal showing the least signs of weariness. Okay, that the hunt was again back. They were again ready to shoot the animal, and hour after hour was passing by, but the animal didn't show any signs of weariness. What do you mean by weariness? Weariness is tiredness, that the animal was not getting tired. These people, they were tired from last night, but this animal is not getting tired. However, it must be said that we too struggle on tireliness. What he is saying, that ऐसा बोल सकते कि हम at last थक गए थे, हम भी थक गए थे, but that animal the animal was not tired. At 10:50 in the evening, that electric light reappeared 3 miles away from the frigate. But at 10:50, what did they see? That electric light was again reappeared, and that was shining away from the frigate, just as clear and intense as the night before. That वो इतना ही जोर से शाइन हो रहा था जितना last night हो रहा था. Same shining was seen. The monster seemed motionless, but the monster was not moving. The monster was still. The animal was still, was not showing any movement. Was it asleep? Perhaps weary from its work day, just riding with the waves? So these guys are thinking, okay, now is he tired? Is that animal tired, that it is, just sleeping and not showing any movements and just flow हो रहा है? मतलब क्या बोलते हैं? It is just what do you say? Float हो रहा है, sorry, float हो रहा है waves पे, वैसा. This was our chance, and Commander Farragut decided to take full advantage of it. He gave his orders. Okay, you can see in the picture that the black thing which they are saying, they think that that is the animal and that is just floating on the sea, and these guys are thinking that now that animal is completely tired and that is why it is not showing any movement and it is flowing on the waves. And then the commander took full advantage. Commander was saying कि इतना भगा भगा के हमको थका दिया, but now when it is not moving, what we should do, we should now take the advantage and shoot the animal. The frigate approached without making a sound, stopped 2 cable length from the animal. Okay, now the frigate, what happened? The frigate approached the animal, but they didn't made any sound. Okay, slightly they approached the animal and they were 2 cable length from the animal. Now what do you mean by 2 cable length? It is basically a particular distance. Okay, a profound silence reigned over the deck. Okay, that there was complete silence all over the deck, and we were not 100 feet from the blazing core of light whose glow grew stronger and dazzled the eyes. What they are saying, that now we were so close to that animal that we could see that shine clearly. Just then, leaning over the forecastle railing, I saw Ned Land below me, brandishing his dreadful harpoon. Okay, what he's saying, that now I was over the forecast railing. Okay, forecast, मैंने जैसा कि आप लोग को पहले बोला, what do you mean by forecast? It is the front area of the ship. So now the person who was telling this incident to us, he was standing at the forecast, and then he saw downstairs where किसको देखा उन्होंने? Ned Land को. That Ned Land was what was he doing? He was brandishing his dreadful harpoon. Brandishing मतलब वही, वो वापस उसको शाइन दे रहा था. क्यों? Because he wanted to shoot the animal. Barely 20 feet separated him from the motionless animal. That they were so close to that animal that it was just barely 20 feet separated. Like 20 feet के अंदर ही था वो animal. All at once his arm shot forward and then the harpoon was launched. That he, Ned Land was in the position and then he launched the shoot. मतलब उन्होंने launch किया gun को. I heard the weapon making a ringing sound as if it had hit some hard substance, and the sound was so strong that we could hear that किसी hard substance को वो gun ने shoot किया है. The electric light suddenly went out, and 2 enormous water spouts crashed onto the deck of the frigate, racing like a torrent from one end of the ship to the other, toppling crewmen, breaking spare masts and yard arms from their lashings. What happened, student? That when the gun was shot at that animal, it was the sound which was created was something कि उनको लगा कि कोई hard substance को hit किया है. Okay, and when that happened, the electric light which was shining on that animal stopped. Okay, and 2 enormous water spouts crashed on the deck of the frigate. Okay, कि फटाक से जैसे वो गन शॉट हुआ, 2 water spouts were being crashed on the frigate. The one in which they were, that water spouts just came onto the frigate, racing like a torrent from one end to the another of the ship. Okay, that 2 water spouts were so huge that they were just racing from corner to corner of the ship, toppling crewmen. Okay, toppling crewmen was the crew members, the people on the ship. They were toppling, that they were in hustle bustle. They didn't know what to do. Breaking spare masts, as I said, spare masts. What are masts? The white clothes, the pillars जिसके ऊपर वो clothes लगाए. You can see in the picture, right? So that is called as masts. Okay, so breaking spare masts के वो जो मास्ट थे उसको ब्रेक कर दिया था, इतने ज़ोर से वो वाटर स्पाउट्स का प्रेशर था. And yard arms from their lashings. Okay, yard arms, the जो छोटे छोटे टूल्स होते हैं ना बाहर, on the ship you can see, that is called as yard arms, the arms which are there on the outside of the ship, so वो भी सारे crush हो गए थे. A hideous collision occurred and thrown over the rail with no time to catch hold of it, I was hurled into the sea. And what he is saying, that a hideous collision occurred, that एक जोर से ऐसा collision हुआ, and then we were fallen down out of the rail जहाँ पे हम लोग खड़े थे वहाँ से हम लोग गिर गए थे. And I was hurled into the sea. What do you mean by hurled? Hurled is I was into the sea. So what was the thing, student, जिनको उन्होंने shoot किया था? It was not an animal but it was a submarine which was having water spouts. वो submarine में क्या था? Basically water spout ये थे, water spouts थे, and जिनको उन्होंने shoot किया and वो water spouts completely उनके ऊपर आके गिरे. Understood the chapter? The thing which they were thinking that it is animal, it wasn't an animal but instead it was a submarine which was just shining into the water. Okay, this was adapted from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Okay, now coming to the question answer part, what I will do is, students, I have certain notes, so according to that we will discuss, and what I have done is I've break down the questions into passages, like first page, second page, vesa. Okay, so when you come to starting point, there is the question to us directed, like give the meaning of the word frigate. So what do you mean by frigate? Frigate is the small speedy ship in the war. Okay, now find all the words ending with suffix less from the extract. So in that passage you can find starting के passage में the words which are ending from less. So there are motionless, emotionless, etc. Okay, now from the extract find all the words and phrases which describe monster. So monster के लिए क्या क्या word use किया था? It was unearthly animal, fearsome creature, unknown creature, huge glowworm, cetacean, whale, etc. All of these words were used for that animal, right? Now next state whether the following statements are true or false. You have to say whether it is true or false. Commander Farragut wanted to attack the unknown creature in the darkness. No, false. He wanted to stay till the morning, right? The whole crew stayed on their feet all night long. Right, true. The frigate was able to complete the monster's speed. No, it was not able to, right? हम लोग ने देखा that all the masts were broken, so they were not able to. Next, what is the name of the narrator? Now what is the name of the narrator? हम लोग ने बीच में passage में देखा, right? Professor Aronnax. What is the name of the ship? Abraham Lincoln. These are all the questions which I gave you last time as homework, right? At what time in the event of the hissing sound and the reappearance of the monster taking place? It was at 12:53 a.m. Now coming to extract 2, you guys have to find the meaning to us directed. This is from the page number 42, page number 88, page number 44 and 45, and line is 42 to 88. Near 2 o'clock से लेके would steal off swiftly. Okay, उसमें से you have to find, give the meaning of the word harpooner from the extract. Now what do you mean by harpooner, students? This is your question. As I said earlier, what do you mean by harpooner? But now this is their homework. Next question, find all the words and phrases from the extract that are related to battle. Okay, so the questions which are related to battle you have to write, and from the extract find all the words and phrases which are used to describe monster. Okay, from second passage, so again you have to write these words. So this would be your homework. Next, give the meaning of the following words. Blunderbusses. Okay, what do you mean by blunderbusses? What do you mean by duck guns? Harpoon. Harpoon, as I said, it is like a missile which is attached on the rope. So you have to give me the meaning of blunderbusses and duck guns. This would be your homework. Next, use the picture on page number 48 of your textbook and give the meaning of Aston to port. Okay, what do you mean by Aston to port? As we saw, it is from left horizon to right, stretching both the sides of the ship. What order did the leader give to the engineer? What was the order which was given to the engineer? After carefully observing the animal, the leader ordered the engineer to sail full steam in its direction, right? What attempts did the ship make to defeat the monster? Find and copy lines from the extract describing at least 2 attempts. Okay, so this would be your homework, students, right? Next, understood the question? What is your homework? What attempts did the ship made to defeat the monster? What are the attempts did they did? And you have to copy the lines from the extract describing at least 2 examples of it. Next, there was a mighty explosion mingled with cheers from dash, cheers from the crew were cheering them, right? Next, from the extract, find all the words and phrases which are used to describe the monster. Again, homework, students. Next, give the meaning of the following words. Enormous. Enormous is huge in size, big in size. And hideous. Hideous is very ugly. Next, describe the cannoneer who actually hit the monster. This is your homework. You have to basically describe the old person who was shooting. How did the battle between the ship and the monster end? Find the copy of the lines where you can answer to this question. So what happened at the last and how the battle ended? Now you know, right? You have to do this as homework. Next, guess what order the commander made. Guess what order the commander must have given. What order he gave? To launch the harpoon. Next, what exactly is the monster? What was the monster? It was basically a submarine. Next, how long does the whole event described in the text take? Work it out by reading Chasing the Sea Monster from starting to the end. This is something which you guys can do as homework. Fine. Next, observe the picture and label on page number 48 of your textbook carefully. Then match the words meaning given in the following. You have to match the following. First is yard. What do you mean by yard? Option is E1. E-wala, the pole or slung across a ship mast. A sail hangs from a yard. Second, mast. What do you mean by mast? As I am saying since last, it is basically the pole of the ship. Option D, tall or upright pole of a ship. Next, bow. What do you mean by bow, students? Bow is B option, the forward part of the main body of the ship. Deck. What do you mean by deck? That a flat area built on a ship. मैंने आपको फोटो भी बताया था शायद. Forecastle. What do you mean by forecastle? Forecastle is the forward part of the deck. Rest, starboard, stern, after deck and fore. This is something which you have to find, students. Next, from group of 4, find all the references to time given in the passage. Then make a chart describing the events. So all night long the crew stayed on the feet, right? The entire night the crew were on the feet. Now what happened at midnight? Near midnight the monster disappeared, right? We saw 12 बजे वो disappear हो गया था, पर वापस 12:53 को दिख गया था. At 12:53 a deafening hiss could be heard. Next you have to find. So after that 12:53, the next description according to time was near 2 o'clock. What was at 2 o'clock? The core light reappeared. That the light again reappeared. Until daylight, the crew stayed on alert. Now next at 6 o'clock and next something is नेक्स्ट वाले जो पार्ट्स है स्टूडेंट्स वो आपको फाइंड करना है. यू हैव टू फाइंड द टाइम एंड व्हाट टुक प्लेस एट दैट टाइम. फाइन. नेक्स्ट Yeah, find the different units of measure mentioned in the passage and get more information about it. So what are the different units of measurement which is used? So first we saw mile, hour, meter. What else, students? There are many few of them. This is something which you guys can do as homework. Next, visit your school library or use internet to find other stories or writings that are related to sea voyages. So now you guys cannot go to school, so you can use internet and then find the stories which are related to sea voyages. Okay, this could be your homework. This could be a fun activity which you guys can do. So yeah, students, that was it, and that is how we complete our session today. I hope you have understood this session. You have understood the story behind it. Your meanings are cleared. Your options are cleared. Fine. So we'll see you all in the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Bye.